talk about what are bio-fortified plant varieties. I now request the speaker to begin. Thank you.
Okay, a very warm welcome to all the participants. Myself, Dr. Yashwant Raut. I am currently pursuing doctorate in genetics and plant breeding. Today's talk is on bio-fortified varieties, present and future prospectus. Okay, let's start. So, before starting with biofortification, I want to present some basic statistics regarding nutritional health of human being. So, global scenario is that 815 million people of the 7.6 billion people in the world are malnourished, according to FAO. More than 2 billion people in the world suffer from micronutrient deficiency. India has one-third of the world's stunted children. According to FAO, about 45% of all child death from poor nutrition. Okay. Some facts. India account for about one-third of the wasted children globally. Global Nutrition Report 2018. 59% of children and 53% women in India are anemic. India ranked 102 among 117 countries as per the Global Hunger Index 2019. So from these figures and stat, we know that what is the status of human nutrition regarding malnutrition. So here we can find out that if we do not notice this hidden problem, then in the future it will be very harmful for all of us. So it is the urgent need of the time to be focused on such a difficult scenario. These are some of the newspaper headlines, like 2.3 crore kids in India are malnourished. Child malnutrition in India. India home to 40 million stunted children. So all these news are regularly comes in the newspaper, but many times we ignore such news because we are interested in many criminal and entertainment news. But as health is our priority, because if we have a good health, we can achieve anything in the life. But if we are malnourished or we have a poor health, then we are unable to perform basic functions of human life. So we have to focus on this malnourished problem. This is the worldwide scenario of malnourishment. In this, India has a major focus for malnourishment. Anemia in infants and children, in which India topped. India has a severe zinc deficiency. Vitamin A deficiency in preschool children was majorly found in India among the overall world countries. So now we are focusing on the micronutrients importance. Like vitamin A, which deficiency can cause night blindness and reduce the body's resistance to diseases. Zinc deficiency. Due to this, immune system become weak and leave the person vulnerable to conditions such as diarrhea, pneumonia, and malaria. Iron deficiency, the principal cause of anemia. The 2 billion people, over 30% of the world population, are anemic, mainly due to iron deficiency. In the COVID pandemic, we all suffer from immunodeficiency. because the person who has weak immune system, they suffer from COVID, or they are very much sensitive to COVID infection. So all people take vitamin tablets, or they eat fruits to get maximum amount of vitamins and minerals to build up immunity. There are some weapons to fight against malnourishment or micronutrient deficiency. These include supplements, dietary diversity, commercial and point of use fortification, and the main focus of the today's talk is biofortification. Supplements and commercial fortification are not that much beneficial, as not all the persons not afford such things. Dietary diversity is limited in our Indian continent, as different region has different type of vegetables and food habit, so they cannot incorporate dietary diversity. So the only one option we have, that is biofortification, which will help us to fight with such malnourishment. So biofortification, it is a Greek work consisting bios meaning life and Latin word fortificare means make strong, term coined by Stu Bibb 2001 at meeting conveyed by C8. Biofortification is a method of breeding crop to increase their nutritional value. So the term breeding, if knows it's very well, but farmer does not know such words. So I want to focus on this. That is, breeding means to develop such kind of varieties which have good values and yield potential to farmer. Like before BT cotton, farmer use hybrid cotton which have a good yield, but after some time the yield was reduces due to the attack of bollworm. Then BT cotton, a new variety of cotton, was introduced in the market, which will give higher yield and has a good resistance to bollworm insect. So breeding is the procedure to develop good varieties. Okay, biofortification can be defined as a process to increase the bioavailability and the concentration of nutrients in crops through both conventional plant breeding and recombinant DNA technology, that is genetic engineering or transgenics method. Biofortification refer to increase genetically the bioavailable mineral content of food crops. This is the main theme of today's talk. That is, what is biofortification and how it is useful for us, and why it is so necessary that government is majorly focusing on biofortified varieties. Nutritional supplements are one solution, but these are expensive. It would cost US dollar 5.9 billion, approximately 41,764 lakh crore a year to deliver 14 essential nutrition intervention at full coverage across India, says this 2016 study in the Maternal Child and Nutritional Journal. Why can't people get required nutrients from food itself? asked American economist Howdy Boyce. In the 1990s, Boyce come up with the idea of breeding seeds varieties naturally high in micronutrients with high yielding seed varieties, a concept later termed as biofortification. Boyce was awarded the World Food Prize in 2016 for his work in reducing hidden hunger. So, how biofortified crop improve food and nutritional security compared with conventional non-biofortified crop? Biofortified crops have better agronomic character, that is, greater yield, tolerant to stresses like drought and high flood. It has it leads to increased food available in homes, improve food security. And the second one is high nutritional concentration. These varieties have more percentage of iron, zinc, beta carotene, and or tryptophan and lysine. It leads to increase in the intake of these nutrients. It improve nutritional security. So biofortification differs from ordinary fortification because it focuses on making plants more nutritious as the plant are growing rather than having nutrients added to the foods when they are being processed. So fortified oil we purchased from market. There are many fortified products, but in the fortification we go by adding artificial nutrients in post harvest techniques. But in the biofortification, we develop such varieties of the crop which have high potential to absorb micronutrients from soil and store it into the grains or seed, which is the food ultimately available to us. Fortified products require more cost and investment, and they are not afforded by common people. But biofortified varieties are once developed available to everyone, and it will help to human society. So these are some commercially available fortified products like Nestle Cerelac, fortified maize flour, oat milk, and oil. Now we can see different kinds of oil, eating oil in the market, which are fortified with omega 6, omega 3, vitamin A, and etc. But these biofortified products are not affordable by everyone. So, breeding biofortified crop, it has three steps. First is discovery. We have to identify target population, set nutrient target level, screen germplasm, and gene discovery. In short, in the discovery, we have to identify such genotypes or plants from wild relatives or the species found in the forest, which has high potential to absorb the nutrients available in the soil and store it in the ultimate product, that is seed. In the second step is development. It involves test the performance of new crop varieties, measure nutrient retention in crop, and in the third step, that is dissemination, It involved develop strategies to disseminate the seed, promote marketing and consumption of biofortified crops. So it is, this is the flow chart through which we can simplify the procedure of development of biofortified varieties. In the first step, we decide the crop like rice or wheat, which are staple food and consumed by everyone. In the second step, that is germplasm screening. In this, we screen various kind of species of rice or wheat, which has a good potential to absorb soil micronutrients. In the third step, that is conventional breeding, we use various breeding strategies like pure line selection and mass selection. In the fourth step, we utilize some biotic tools if necessary, and then we develop biofortified cultivar. After this development, we test the end product for its suitability. Is there any hazard to human beings from that product? And in the last step, we disseminate or distribute it to farmer so that it has wider reach. The list of some biofortified crops developed by conventional breeding and by transgenic approaches. The transgenic approaches has limitation that these are not natural ways. In these, we use some highly proficient biotechnological tools and which is opposed by many environmentalists. So this is the list of some biofortified crops like iron rich bean, pearl millet, vitamin A rich cassava, maize, sweet potato, zinc rich rice and wheat. And some transgenic crops are quality protein maize, golden rice, and high iron rice. Among these, golden rice was highly debated case, which we will discuss after some time. So, for biofortification to be successful, first the breeding must be successfully implemented. That is, it should have high nutrient density with high yield and high profitability. Secondly, the efficacy must be demonstrated. That is, the nutrient status of human subjects must be shown to improve when consuming the biofortification cultivar as normal biofortified crops. First one is agronomic biofortification. Second is genetic biofortification. By agronomic biofortification, it involves soil fertilization, foliar fertilization, and in genetic biofortification, it includes germplasm evaluation or induced mutagenesis, which are highly sophisticated tools. And ultimately, we develop some biofortified varieties. The difference between different biofortification method. The first was mineral fertilization, which has advantage of simple, inexpensive, and rapid method with some disadvantages such as only work with minerals and not possible to target edible organ. Conventional breeding. It has advantage of using intrinsic properties of a crop, and disadvantage of depends on existing gene pool take long time. Trait might need to be introgress from wild relatives. And the last one is transgenic approaches. It has some advantages as rapid, unconstrained by gene pool, targeted expression, applicable directly to elite cultivar, political and socio-economic issues relevant to transgenic plants is the major disadvantages because many environmentalists or eco-friendly people opposing this technique as it's involve artificial manipulation of plant metabolic pathway which is against the nature. So here we go through some details about agronomic biofortification. Agronomic biofortification can provide temporary micronutrient increase through fertilizers. Fourier application of zinc fertilizer, for example, can increase grain zinc concentration by up to 20 part per million in wheat grain in India. So this is one of the method of developing biofortified end product, that is seed. In the conventional biofortification, it involves conventional plant breeding where parent line with a high vitamin or mineral level are crossed over several generations to produce plants that have the desired nutrients and agronomic traits. Conventional plant breeding is mainly used to develop biofortified crops. Here is one example. Like we have a drought tolerant bean and iron rich bean. By crossing these means by transferring the pollen grain of one plant to stigma of the another plant, we develop some progenies and then screen for drought tolerant and high iron beets. After screening, we get the desired end product. So it is a good and natural procedure, but it is a time consuming and laborious procedure. The last one is the transgenic biofortification. Transgenic approaches are advantageous when the nutrient does not naturally exist in a crop. For example, provitamin A in rice, or when sufficient amount of bioavailable micronutrients cannot be efficiently bred into the crop. So the golden rice, that is yellowish color rice, and the normal rice. The yellowish color rice was rich in provitamin A and the normal rice was deficient, but it is developed through transgenic approaches, hence it is not approved by government to commercialize in India. So our government is focusing on end the malnourishment in India. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi was very much focusing on biofortified crop varieties as government was funding highly to government agencies for developing good biofortified varieties. Recently, on World Food Day, our Honorable Prime Minister dedicated 17 biofortified crop varieties to our nation. My humble request is to all participants, please spread this information to all farmer community and your friends so that they can use these varieties and develop some biofortified end product, that is food material. If we achieve this target, our country nutritional health was successfully increased and there will be no hidden death due to nutritional deficiency, as nutritional deficiency leads to loss of immunity, and if we lost immunity, then we are susceptible to very minor diseases like diarrhea, malaria, and pneumonia. So my humble request is that please be aware with such varieties and spread the knowledge about it. For our general information, I want to share some varieties released in India which are biofortified and recommended to be used by farmer to fight with malnourishment. For rice crop, CR Dhan 310 protein rich variety was released in 2016. DDR Dhan 45 zinc rich variety released in 2016. In wheat, WB02 zinc and iron rich variety released in 2017. HPBW01 iron and zinc rich variety released in 2017. In maize, we have many options like Pusa Vivek QPM9 Improve, which have high provitamin A, lysine, and tryptophan rich hybrid released in 2017. Then we have Pusa HM4 Improved, lysine and tryptophan rich hybrid released in 2017, and so on. My humble request is that please note down this name and share this name with your nearest farmer and friend so that they can use these varieties which have high yield potential and also have biofortification values. So it will help us to develop healthy India. These are some other biofortified crops released in India. That is, we have pearl millet biofortified varieties, mustard varieties, cauliflower varieties, sweet potato varieties, and we also have one fruit crop, that is pomegranate biofortified variety. This is the figure in which India's first biofortified sorghum variety released by ICRISAT in 2018. The improved variety ICSR 14001 released as Parbhani Shakti offers a cost-effective and sustainable solution to address micronutrient deficiency. So the point has come, that is the golden rice, the most debatable transgenic rice variety which has good amount of vitamin A. It is developed by Peter Bayer and Ingo Potricus. Golden rice was designed to produce beta carotene, a precursor of vitamin A in edible part of rice. that is the endosperm. Golden rice was created by rice transforming rice with only two beta carotene biosynthesis gene. These genes are PSY twin synthase from daffodil and CRT1 carotene desaturase from the soil bacterium. So this is the academic information for agriculture student. This is the picture of golden rice and the simple, that is deficient rice. Due to the golden color of the rice, many farmer does not approve this variety in their farm in Philippines, and in our India the government does not approve it for release. But some progress is going on. In nearer future, it is possible that we can see golden rice in our market, as the hidden malnourishment problem should be gone from our country. Thank you. I have to complete my session by quoting two sentences, that is, food is the moral right of all who are born into this world, stated by Borlaug sir. Nutritious food is the moral right of all who are born into this world. And last but not least, I want to do one thing by every participant, that they should share rice and wheat varieties with their farmer and friends, so that bio-fortified varieties are available all over the India, because rice and wheat are the staple food. Our diet includes each time rice and wheat products. So it is humble request to everyone, please in incorporated such varieties in your field if possible. Thank you. Hello, ma'am. Our session was over. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yashwant Raut, for
Okay, ma'am.
detailed presentation. There are some questions. I'll just read out for you.
Okay.
The very first question is, what is biofortification? In simple terms, if you can
Actually,
explain.
ma'am, the biofortification has two term, that is bio and fortification. The bio means the biologically available, that is in the seed or any planting material. It has the inherent ability to produce such end product, that is seed or food, which has a high amount of nutrients, that is which we take from supplement, that is vitamin A or C, etc. That's it, ma'am.
Okay. And next question
Yes.
is, please let us know little about your education background and how you got interested in agriculture.
Actually, ma'am, from the 12th standard, I am very much enthusiastic about biology and biotechnology. And as I know that agriculture is a major sector where we can implement recent tools and techniques to develop good things, and for survival of human being, the only one thing which is needed is food, shelter, so and cloth. So the food is the major part. So I have decided that I have should go to agriculture, and specifically for plant breeding and genetics, so that I can utilize some recent techniques and tools to develop good varieties. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And do you provide any consultancy service?
Yes, ma'am. I have provided some consultancy services, but as I am now pursuing my doctorate, so I have some restriction about that. But surely, if I have got some time to spread some good knowledge, then I surely provide consultancy services.
Okay. And next question is,
Okay.
have you helped any farmers on this subject?
I don't get your ma'am question.
Have you
Please
helped
elaborate.
Have you helped
Yeah,
any
yeah.
farmers on this subject, on
Actually,
biofortification?
ma'am, I have spread some knowledge about bio-fortified varieties as I do in the Bombay area in Maharashtra, and our Vidyapit, that is Balasaheb Sawant Kokan Krushi Vidyapit, developed some varieties of rice which are bio-fortified. I have told some farmer to use them so that it will ultimately benefit the our society.
Okay. Okay. And next question is, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
name some biofortified plant varieties? Can you name them?
Yeah, ma'am. I have shared some name of the varieties. That is CR Dhan 310, DRR Dhan 45. These are nationally released varieties, and which can be used all over India.
So these are like food grains only.
Yes, ma'am. The
Okay.
biofortification work is undergoing research and development. So we have some limited varieties developed till now.
Okay.
But as rice and wheat are major staple food product, and they are a major share in our food, so I thought that it will help too much in nearer future.
Okay. And next question is, what is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
advice to students who are pursuing agriculture?
Actually, ma'am, I want to tell them that one and only thing, that do hard work and try to get more and more higher studies and become a scientist, so that as our country's population was highly increasing, we can now plan our next new green revolution in nearer future.
Okay. And okay, Dr. Yashwant Raut, I don't see any more questions from our participants. So now we have come
Okay,
to
ma'am.
end of question round. On behalf of
Okay.
agricultureinformation.com, I like to thank Dr. Yashwant Raut for the presentation and answering all the questions. And I also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
And all participants.